All right. Happy Monday. Welcome to our Monday night team Sweaty Lovely Life team call. I am super pumped. I'm super excited. We have a very special guest speaker tonight who I will introduce in a second. But first, I'm going to share my screen and go over some recognition. Don't mind that. I am trying to, that's a book a concert. Oh, shoot. Crap. Hold on, let me move this. Okay, so. Oh, crap. I forgot to fix the title. Oh, I'm having all sorts of moments tonight. Okay, forget that. I wanted to just go through some quick announcements. Okay, so some pertinent things that are coming up just to keep like on your radar, keep them in the back of your mind, keep them in the forefront of your mind is Summit, you guys. So Summit, there's still plenty of time to purchase a ticket if you are a newer coach. If you don't know what Summit is our annual yearly coaching event. It is like the biggest event that we have all year. The very kind of cool special thing about that is the fact that all of us who are going will all be going for the first time together. So this is my first Summit. You will hear about Summit all of the time. I know for me, it was watching people going to Summit that I really finally decided to take the leap into coaching. I had been a discount coach for 3 months at that point, and it was right after seeing all the people going to Summit that I really felt like, oh my God, I need to be a part of this. So we have a group of 10 right now going. We have a house already rented. There's still plenty of time to hop in, but we are kind of trying to finalize our plans for that. So, and if you are a new coach and you are hit Success Starter, which it means hitting Success Club or changing at least 3 lives your first 3 months as a coach, you will earn that ticket cost back. So even if you purchase your ticket now and you hit Success Starter, you will get a reimbursement, which is awesome. So that's something to work for. But you guys, this will change your business. Obviously, I can't say that from personal experience yet, but I can just say from having to watch last year again, because I got married the same weekend as Summit last year. I know there's going to be so much value and so much that we can take away, and just the experience in itself of us as a team is going to be a game changer. So that's my last plug for that for this second. Oh, and last thing I wanted to say about that is the qualification period for whatever rank you are going to be announced at Summit walking across the stage. That starts not May 6th, it's May 2nd. So May 2nd to June 6th is the qualification period. So whatever rank you want to be when you go to Summit, you have to enter that qualification period by May 2nd, okay? The next thing is our team retreat. So I want to bring this up again. We're having a diamond retreat this year that Leah and I are combining our teams. We're hosting our first ever diamond retreat. It's going to be in the Adirondacks. August 16th through 18th in Lake Placid. So super excited for that. The qualification cutoff for that is May 23rd. So I can't even believe we are almost done with April. So again, if you are pushing for diamond, it doesn't matter if you're a coach right now or an emerald or whatever, you can make this happen. Diamond is a decision. Okay. So, just to let you know about that. And now I am so excited to announce and welcome our guest speaker tonight. So Victoria is okay. So the funny thing about Victoria is that I was watching a Team Fight to Finish team call recording. This was months ago, probably before Christmas. So Jamie Innes, she's one of the top coaches, a coach I've always looked up to. I every week would watch her team call recordings. And one week Victoria did a team call. So she is one of Carly Lindor's personally sponsored coaches. Again, you probably don't know her, but I just stalked this whole team. Let me just tell you. So anyway, listen to her story. Come to find out, she's a nurse. She's a NICU nurse, full-time NICU nurse. She's also a lineman wife. And I heard her share her story, and I just honestly was like the first time where I felt like, yes, thank you. She is so real, so raw, and just authentically herself, and doesn't BS anything, which I absolutely love. And she's actually now expecting her first baby. She is pregnant right now. I believe it's a boy. So I hope I didn't get that wrong. She's also a 1-star diamond coach, and she is here to share with us basically all of the things of how to build a successful business while working full time, dealing with all of the life changes and all of the things. So I'm just going to let her take it away, and I can't wait to hear what she has to say. Yay. All right, I'll mute you.
Okay. Hi, everybody. My name's Victoria, and she kind of just told you about me, but I'll tell you more, I guess. I'm 27 and I'll be 28 next month. I'm a full-time NICU nurse. And is everybody here nurses or most? No. Okay. So I'm a full-time nurse. Whoa, I just made my screen go away. I work day shift now. I used to work night shift. I do 12-hour shifts. And then my husband's a lineman, and he works out of town like very often. He's actually home right now. So this call that I did for you guys, I've literally gone over one time because I've been hanging out with him. But he works in California, and he just comes up. It's either like 3 days to like a week or so every month he'll be home. And so he's home for this week, which is cool. And I'm pregnant now, and I'm due in August. So I'm like 24 weeks now. So that's been really interesting. Being a coach and pregnant, it's kind of made it more difficult. And what else? I have 2 dogs, and I live in Spokane, Washington. So the east side of Washington, not next to Seattle. And it's not rainy here all the time. But yeah, that's like a little bit about me. And then my background, just as far as Beachbody goes, I started like the programs and everything in October 2016, but I had never signed up with a coach. The coach that I have now, Carly Lindor, she was, I don't know if any of you guys were in sororities, but she was my big in our sorority. So I obviously knew who she was and had followed her like outside of college and after. And she came to my wedding and all of that. But so I knew that she was a coach, but I was just super stubborn and wanted to do it on my own. And so I just like went to beachbody.com and signed up with the challenge pack. So I did that in October 2016. And that was like a couple months after we had gotten married, after I had graduated from nursing school. I had just started my job as a nurse, and we had just bought our house. And so there were just like, and we had just gotten our first dog. And so there were just like a ton of life changes within that summer. And I remember we got our dog I think it was in September. And I just remember looking at like a picture of myself holding him, and just like everything, I just like wasn't confident with my body or myself at that time. And I just knew that I needed something, obviously fitness wise, that would work with my schedule, because working 12-hour shifts is really hard. And so this Beachbody was what I had come up with to do that. And it wasn't until March 2018 that I signed up as a coach. So I had spent like over a year doing the programs and getting all of these results, and people just kept asking me like what I had been doing, and we're noticing the changes, and I was feeling good. And I just got to a point where I like really wanted to share it with more people. And I actually had a friend ask me like specifically how to sign up and do all of that. And so in March I had helped her do it. And then after I helped her, I was like, okay, I should probably be a coach now, because I just helped her sign up and didn't give her any support. I was just like, okay, this is what you do. Bye. And so I was actually like, I was at work And I had just gotten done doing cares on my babies, and I was charting, and I just like got on the internet and just started reading about coaching for Beachbody and ended up signing up that day. And I texted Carly and asked for her coach ID and just like signed up on her team. And then, so that was March 2018. I turned Emerald in May, Diamond in June, 1-star in November. And then our team turned 3-star last month actually, but then I unexpectedly on Mitch's Diamond had an Emerald coach just pretty much quit, or not even quit. She just went like inactive and didn't want to be active anymore. So technically we're a 1-star lifetime team right now, but I'm working to get her back at that. So that's like my story with Beachbody and where I'm at right now with it. And Amy wanted me to talk just about like working full time and being a nurse and coaching and just like not feeling guilty about focusing a lot on coaching while you have a full-time job, and just like what I do to stay successful with coaching and also working full-time. And like, I know my whole team, there's nobody that does it full-time. We're all part-time or part-time coaches. And so I'll give a little insight about that. And it's like really nothing special. I'm just sharing like what works for me. And then afterwards, you guys can ask me questions and I'll answer it. But so that's kind of the outline of where I'm going to go with this. But I just wanted to start out, like, I remember Carly doing my first coach call with her, and she was asking my goals as a coach like last year in March. And I had told her that I was passionate about fitness and health and I wanted to help others. But as far as like long-term goals, like there was no way I was going to quit nursing. I'd worked so hard to get my license and throughout school, and there was just no way that I would ever consider quitting as a nurse. Like I would want to go part-time and it would be cool to make money to be able to do that, but it just was never something that I like saw for myself. So now my goals have kind of changed after a year and just what I've seen happen just from staying consistent. And now like my goal is to make as much as I do as a nurse so that I have the option of quitting, but I don't necessarily I still don't really know where I stand. I don't want to lose my license, but now that I'm pregnant and going to have a kid, like I would want to stay at home and not have to do stuff at a hospital or work 12-hour shifts or work weekends or work holidays. Like all of that is just not appealing to me anymore. So I just wanted to say, like, never feel guilty about giving yourself options in your life. And where we're at is like part-time coaches is like a very exciting place to be, because on Carly's team, like there's a pretty good amount of like full-time coaches and part-time on that team. And I just feel like being a part-time coach is so much more exciting because we have that stable income to where we can we can enjoy coaching. And as long as we like stay consistent with it, we can let time bring us success, which is like the really cool thing about this business. And just what I found over this whole year, like there have been times where I've let coaching like really stress me out, but every single time I just think of like, hey, what's the minimum I need to do to like push my business forward? And that's all I need to be focusing on right now. And so when I get to those stressful times, I just want to tell you what I do like for time management stuff and then what my non-negotiables are. I keep looking at my notes because I obviously haven't memorized my order. But so as far as like time management and how to move forward with coaching, like all you need when you get to those points where you're like, there's no way I can keep going, it's just too stressful, I'm working too much on my 12-hour days, I can't even do any coaching things, just know that like you just have to do the bare minimum to move yourself forward. And that really just comes to like get your workout in and show people that you're doing it, drink your Shakeology. But I don't think I share Shakeology as much as I probably should on my social media, but I always show like that I'm working out every single morning on my stories or whenever I work out. And then making sure that you're doing reach outs or like inviting people or adding new people so that they see your page, something that like makes sure that you are getting people, like you're talking to people and keeping up that momentum. And then on top of that, make sure that you're going to events. So like what she was saying with Summit, I haven't even been to Summit, and I was going to go this year, but I'll be too pregnant to fly, so I still can't go. But I just went to Seattle for Super Saturday, and even that, like the Super Weekend stuff shows people that Beachbody is a thing, and it's not just like this made up community. And even like going to retreats does that. And I got like 2 of my diamonds on my team just from going to Carly's retreat and like into coaching. I mean, they're part-time coaches as well, but like, can you guys see me because my internet's bad? It said, is it okay? Okay. Yeah. So make sure that you're going to retreats and make sure that you're hosting them as well. Like I haven't done a diamond retreat yet, but I've done an emerald retreat, and I did that. Like I didn't even have any emeralds yet when I had posted it. And then once I had talked about it, then I had gotten like 4 or 5 emeralds just by talking about it. So yes, you need to have enough people that want to work the business, but you don't necessarily have to have those emeralds on your team in order to host that retreat. And make sure that it's like a cool place so that the pictures that you're showing are something that's intriguing and like that they want to go to. And then another way that we learn this at New Leader, and I've done it once, but like if you're like, no, I don't have time to like go to events, I can't host a retreat, like I don't want to spend money on that, like you can even invite people to do like a Zoom workout with you, like prospects even. So I just announced this, that we were doing like a workout. I don't even remember what we call it, like a live workout together. And I invited all the people that I had been talking to, and I used Zoom and shared my screen so that we all did the same workout together. But even that can kind of give people an idea. Do you guys do Miracle Morning Zoom calls?
No,
Okay.
but it's been, it's never quite worked out with the time, but
because we, with Jamie's team, like she has a certain link, and Monday through Friday we do Miracle Morning Zoom calls. So like for my time zone, it's 3 to 7 a.m. And so everyone logs on, whether you're working out or working your business or just doing whatever you do in the morning, there's like people to see doing the same thing as you. And so I just explained, like when I was talking about that on my stories, I invited like prospects and stuff to do that on the Saturday morning with me. And we all did a workout together so that they could kind of get a feel of what Zoom was, because I talk about it so much, and just see like what the workouts are like. So that's even a way to show people that the community is a real thing, and just make sure that it's a day that like all of you guys could hop on and do it together, so that it's not just like you and somebody else, or it could be, but it would be more fun if you made sure that it was like a weekend that you guys could all do it. But those are just some ways to show people that Beachbody is real and like a fun place to be, and a good option fitness wise, and just good community if they were wanting to do the business side of it as well. So anyways, let me go back through that. The main things that I focus on, like when I have a 12-hour shift, I always make sure that whether I'm waking up earlier and doing my reach outs and getting my workout in, I try to do that, but I know that I can also squeeze them in like on my breaks. If I have to, I'll just send out, like if I post a picture and have like new people like it or new followers, then I always make sure to reach out to them. So just make sure that you're doing like a minimum of at least talking to 5 new people a day. And that's going to be enough to like keep yourself going forward. And if you use the business tracker thing or Success Club tracker, that thing completely works. So you guys should be using it, or at least using it as like a guideline for what you should do every day. And if you do have days that you work like long shifts, just make sure that you're doing it the other days. And then I also have like, ever since I started coaching, I have non-negotiables for myself. So like hitting Success Club has always been something that's a no-brainer. Like I just know that I'm going to hit it. And when it's something that you tell yourself that you're going to hit it, you're going to do it. But if you sit there and you're like iffy about it, that's when it gets to the point where like you don't know if you're going to do it. And so I've just made a point to tell myself, like, you're just going to hit it. It's not going to be stressful. You can do it. And always make sure that you're doing new coaches along with that every month. And that's going to keep your momentum to push you further. And eventually you're going to be a Star Diamond team, whether like it's just time of doing those things. And I hit SC like every single month since I've started coaching. And there have been times where like I don't really know who else to reach out to, or it's like a stressful month. And so I've even gone like into my work and made up like a little 21-day fix challenge group for people just at my work. And I created just like a NICU Fit Crew page on Facebook. And that was one of the things that I had to do like in the summer because I just wasn't getting enough reach outs out. And so just be creative with it as well. I've had my dad send out things to the people that he works with, and I've done the same like with my mom. So just getting creative with like the groups that you're hosting as well. And just make sure that you're always like setting goals and have a goal in mind for yourself that you're going to work towards, and making sure that on your stories, like you're showing excitement, because people can tell when you are bored with it. And if it's something that you don't really enjoy, like they can tell. So make sure that if you ever find yourself like feeling blah, like remember why you started and really get yourself to fall in love with the process again. And I noticed that like with going to New Leader, prior to going to New Leader, I just like had lost a lot of belief in myself. And like, I felt like my coaches were doing so much better than I was. And for some reason, I felt like that wasn't a good thing. And that was like completely a good thing, that they were pushing harder than I was and reaching goals and stuff. But I just had like gotten into this mindset where I like couldn't do it. And once I had gone to New Leader and came back, like you could completely see a shift in my mindset, and you could see like the excitement of when I got back, and hitting Success Club was like so easy that month. And it was truly because of how I was portraying myself like on my social media account and all that. So just make sure that like you are excited about it and you believe in what you're doing. And if you don't, like figure out a way to believe in it, or like do a different program that makes you more excited if you're getting bored with the one that you're doing. Like I've been doing 21-day fix and just felt myself getting bored. So I switch and do Lift 4 or something like that, just to get myself like excited and motivated again. And then the other thing I just wanted to talk about was like your team atmosphere. And to create a team of leaders, you like really, really, really have to build relationships with those people on your team and like become friends with them and become teammates. And what I do is like, I always check in with my coaches, whether it's like text messages or on Facebook or on Instagram. And I don't only ask them about like their fitness goals or where they're at with coaching. Like I'll just ask them about life in general and like actually get to know them. And that's how you're going to find those coaches that are going to stay. And when you get into a time where you're doing qualifications, you're going to have people that are doing them like for you and want you to succeed just as much as like they want themselves to. And the only way that you can do that is by building and creating relationships and like working towards those. So like hosting retreats and doing just like Zoom calls randomly just so that you guys can like talk and hang out, can really build that community for you. And also like my team does team-wide challenge groups, so we never do them on our own. And that just gets more fun because then we have something like that's more creative that we're talking about. And it just creates more of like a team environment that way. And people are going to work hard for you when they respect you. Not only like as a person and a friend, but then they're going to respect you as a leader as well. What else? Oh, and I was also going to say is that like, then there's also times where you can do like as much as you think that you can to like show somebody that like you care about them and that you're going to be their friend, but like that doesn't always guarantee that they're going to be there for you. And I'm like obviously speaking out of what had just happened with me having an Emerald like go inactive or whatever. But like I truly knew in my heart that I did like everything that I possibly could to make this something that was like positive for her, and it just wasn't. And so just know that like there are going to be things that set you back, but like those are probably going to be good things for you, and it's just going to help you push even harder, and you're going to actually find the people that you want to be a part of your team through those challenges, and just to not like give up and just keep pushing forward with that, because really this business, like as long as you keep sticking with it, like you are going to be successful with it, and it's just a fact. And yeah, like I said, just make sure that you're always doing things that are going to push yourself forward and build you that momentum, because the people that are at the top are there because they've stuck with it, and they're like, I don't know, it's just hard to get to the top because so many people quit at those points where like I'm sure that you guys have all felt them, where it's just like, why am I spending so much time doing this? And it's stressful. Like I've literally had those days like every single month of doing this, but I just know that I like really enjoy it and I'm a better person for it. And so that's why I've stayed here, and I've seen success just from that. So that was like really all I had to talk about. But if you guys wanted to put like in the chat, if you have specific questions like about inviting or like just those little things, because I feel like everyone always does, you can ask me that if you want.
I just had a couple things that I just took some notes on. So I have a couple questions, but I also have a couple comments. So, like, so,
Okay.
I mean, honestly, to be really frank, I mean, I feel that's something that I came back from leadership and really felt really strongly of, just like being really honest about that, being honest about the struggle and honest about the moments that you kind of want to give up. But I know, like, for me, I've been thinking about this a lot, and I was just talking with one of my coaches about this today. It was just like, it's like the struggle is like what makes this, I feel, so meaningful to me, because I wouldn't be the person that I am right now if I wasn't put in this position to face these struggles, and have to like overcome them. But I do think that it's really, it's true about the mindset that you said, because that is what another shift that I felt, I'm not perfect at it, but the shift that I had coming back from leadership is like, if I just believe that I'm going to hit Success Club, if I just believe like I'm going to find, like, getting back to like the affirmation side of like really just like being the coach that you want to be and just embodying that, like it's not like all woo woo or whatever, it's real. Like you act like the coach, if you act how you want to feel, somehow the universe just brings you what you need. And same thing with like showing up on your stories and having that excitement, that belief. Like there'll be times, I forget who I heard this from, they said like, if you're in a funk or like if you're in a negative mindset, don't go on your social media. Don't go on your stories. That doesn't mean like just never go on your stories, but it means like get yourself check yourself before you go on to social media, because like it's okay, we all have funks and we all like have those moments, like because we all know life happens outside of coaching, right? So it's not just like the things that we're dealing with our coaching business or whatever, it's usually like everything else on top of that, that kind of gets us to this overwhelmed state. But like I really practice that. I really try to practice that, where like if I feel like I'm off, then I'm just going to like spend the morning listening to personal development, or the evening or whatever it is, and like I'm just going to like pour into myself, so that way I can show up and I can like actually exude belief, So
Which I had one of my coaches, she works night shift. And she like sent me this video and she was like, I can't post this because it's so like sad and whatever. And she was basically just saying how she like is exhausted. She's not getting any sleep. She's not motivated to like work out, nothing. And I was like, no, post that. But then after it, post like what you're going to do about it. And like, cause she had told me also like how she was going to the doctor and going to figure out like sleeping and all of that. And so I told her like, it's fine if you feel like that, but like say some way that you're going to fix it so that you're giving value to people and not just being like, hi, life sucks. Everything sucks. And that's all.
Yeah, right. No, I feel like there was a time that like right before Christmas, I was having like a really, really hard time. Same thing. I was pushing for qualifications. It was like just super, super stressful time, like with Nate and our marriage, and just like I was trying to like hide all of that, and I wasn't doing it, and it was just like seeping into everything else. I was trying to like bury that and deal with that internally and like keep it all separate. But the thing is like it's not separate. Like this is my outlet, like everything blends into each other. So exactly, it's like once I finally like outed myself and I was like, I am struggling, I am like going through some things, and you don't have to like tell all of the details, but like letting people know like that you're going through a hard time, but then like showing them how like I explain how this is my outlet, like I'm okay, and I know I'll be okay because I have this resource, I have this community, I have these friendships and these things that like I've gotten into the habit of, and I know that I can take care of myself, and like that's what keeps me going, doing those things. But I know a lot of us, like we have a lot of people that work full time and or are in school or both. And so like I kind of wanted, like, you obviously totally rock the morning. And I know that for me, that's what I just knew, like, if I was going to get it done, it had to be the morning. And like looking back, I don't know, like now it's like, okay, I struggle to get up at 5 a.m. How did I get up at 4 a.m. like consecutively every single day, like for, before work, like to get it done? But you just do what you got to do. But like, how did you like kind of create those habits or like get into that mindset shift?
I'm really bad at waking up early now, just so everybody knows. But it had started before even coaching, because like when 80 Day Obsession came out, I was doing 12s and I was like, the only way I can get in an hour-long workout is starting at 4 a.m. Like I have to start at 4 a.m. And one of my friends was doing Beachbody with me at the time, and we like both had signed up separately and we're like each other's partners. And so she has to work early too, because she's works at a dentist office. And so we like both woke up at 4 a.m. and that kind of taught me that if I do that, then like I feel better throughout the day and I can wake up that early. And so I just carried that on with coaching, and I definitely feel better in the morning doing that. But lately it's been like really hard to wake up early. And so I've kind of just had to like give myself permission to not be as good at that, I guess, right now. So I at least will like try to wake up and get my workout in. And I always do at least something in the morning, whether it's doing my workout or reaching out, because those are like the two things that I make sure that I do every single day. And then did you want me to say like what things I do in the morning?
Yeah, that'd be super helpful. I mean, like I definitely like, yeah, it's funny that you said that, like doing one or like those are the things like you just always get done. I definitely like have that same mentality. Like, if I have to push my workout, I'll push my workout and just do invites or whatever.
Yeah. And I'll do whatever I didn't do like either throughout the day or like my workout at night. But I've done my workout at night like a couple times and I hate it.
Yeah.
But also when I first started coaching, I was like posting at least like 3 times a day. And it was like the one thing that was stressing me out so much. And even my mom was like, you need to stop worrying about that, because we would be out like on the boat in the summer and I'd have an alarm go off and I'd be like, I need to post something and I don't know what to post. And so I've kind of gotten off of that and focused more on like, I was watching, I don't know if you guys listen to MF CEO podcast.
Yeah.
But I love him. And he was basically saying that if you're going to post, at least have it needs to be valuable, and it needs to either like entertain, educate,
Inspire or something.
yeah, I can't remember all of them, but just like giving people value or like entertainment. And so if you don't know what to post, like don't post anything, but make sure that you're at least posting once a day. Like, cause now I've realized you can gain followers and you can do all of that just posting once a day. And so I've kind of like, that's one of the things when you're working full time and are busy, like you just have to like be okay not posting as often, but at least make it something that like is a good post. It's something that like it's a photo that people would stop and look at. It looks good with your feed so that when people are going to your profile, they know that like you use your Instagram as a platform more so than just like a random highlight reel as like everybody else does. Cause you want them to look at your page and be like, oh, she like it actually uses this for something, or else they're just going to go, they're not even going to pay attention to it. So I make sure that I post once a day, but not necessarily like in the morning. If I don't know what to say, like I'll just be at work and like kind of think about it and then post it at night if I have to. And then I always do, like, I made sure just in the past month that I'm doing affirmations every single morning, because I just realized that I like really needed to be doing those in order to like think about them. And even they like actually really work, because I used like in the past week, I was waking up like already stressed out, because I would look at my phone and I'd have like my coaches already messaging and stuff at like 4 a.m. in the morning. And I'm like, I'm not even out of bed and they're already like so much ahead of me. And so I started writing like in my affirmations, like I wake up every morning, like not stressed out, and basically was saying the opposite of what I was. And like now I've been able to wake up and not be stressed out about it because I'm thinking about it. And so like affirmations really do work. And then I make sure that I'm doing like a daily scripture or something along those lines, and then listening to something that's not just business building, but like Rachel Hollis, or like reading her book. But I do all the books on Audible because I don't have time to read a book. So those are like the 3 things that if I don't get them done like in the morning, I'll do them at work on a break even. And then as far as inviting go, I started to use Teamzy, and I don't know if you guys use it, but like it truly is amazing. And it really helps me focus in on like knowing that invites are different than ads and are different than reach outs, because I was kind of letting myself combine all of those. But like really, if you're just talking to the same people, like you're not bringing any new faces or anything into your Instagram. So you like have to, so I make sure like every single day I'm at least adding 10 new people, whether that's like following them to see if they'll follow me back, that kind of thing, or just like reaching out to new people. And then I'll make sure that I'm at least inviting like actual invites, at least 5 of them a day. And then that I'm talking to at least 5 like prospects, whether it's restarting a conversation or just continuing on. And if you guys, I don't know if you guys actually use Teamzy, but the cool thing on there is that you can like put a follow-up date, so it will remind you to follow up with people. And I think I was losing a lot of people when I didn't use it. And you can just upload like Beachbody customers into that. And you can also do that for your Facebook too, which is nice. So that's like really helped me as far as tracking and all of that. But those are like the 2 things in my workout that I make sure every single day that I'm doing. And it really takes me like an hour and a half or 2 hours with the workout to do all of it. So it's really not.
Total. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I don't use TeamZ, but it's been brought up in our leadership group we're in right now.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I guess I've not used it thinking like I don't know.
Have so many other things to
Yeah,
do.
like I don't want to overwhelm myself. I don't know what I mean. Like, because I've been using Streak.
Yeah.
That was a big step for me. But I do definitely, yeah, it took me months. Leah had to help me. Oh my God, one day, like, we were physically at a coffee shop, which was helpful, and she like showed me how to do it. But no, I think those are like just stages of like growth in your business, of like realizing, like what I, this is kind of how I explain it to myself. Like, you get to the point of feeling uncomfortable where you know you're missing something and you know you need to kind of step up your game. And I feel like that just like progressively happens. Like in the beginning, it's going to be like more social media and just like inviting and knowing you should be doing more or whatever. Or maybe you should need to make your page look more uniform, get a like that kind of a thing. And then as you like have people like, oh shoot, maybe I should start hosting team calls or have a team page and things like that. Like, I feel like, you know, you just brought up like a lot of good points. Like, but I think this is like, it's all, as long as you're doing the things, as far as like how you get them done, is it doesn't matter ultimately. I mean, you can always
Yeah.
fix things, you can always improve, but like my biggest takeaway from what you said is like you just literally have two non-negotiables that you focus on at bare minimum no matter what.
Yeah.
And I feel like in the back of my mind, when take away all the mess, take away all the whatever the complexities of it, I know every day like I'm gonna, make sure I'm showing up for myself and that I'm at least connecting with people,
Yeah.
essentially my invites. Like, if I can't control anything else, I literally can control that,
Yeah.
So I just think like you just have to take control and power over the things that you can take control of, because I mean, like anything, I feel, we are going to have things happen, like you being pregnant. Like, I just can't imagine. That's a whole nother layer of just like exhaustion at time, and just like I know you've been having trouble like with sleeping in times and stuff like that. So I feel like, just, I don't know, you just have to like make the mentality of like, you just make it work how you make it work. Like,
Yeah.
I don't know.
And you like really, I've found that you don't really have to be like posting necessarily every single day about like join this challenge group and join this and whatever. Like, you can totally do all of that like on the back end just through your messages. Like, as long as you're talking about like, I have this fitness group and these are my girls and I have all this, like, people know about it. It's not like you have to, like, I've kind of taken away the stress of like making sure I do a certain number of call to actions and stuff, because I'm realizing that regardless, like, I'm doing all of that on the back end. And I think once you get higher up and more followers, like, those call to actions are going to work better for you. But like, I really don't have that many people that vote on my polls that want to just join and that kind of thing. Like, I have to do all the work for that. And
Totally.
so
I agree. I feel like what you said is exactly it. Like, I've been sort of coming out on revelation in myself. You just hear, you learn things, you hear things, you try things. So obviously doing call to action and stuff, you feel like, okay, I need to be doing these so many call to actions, but exactly what you said, because it's really the connective tissue that I feel like is why people join, like, I know for me, it's exactly when I'm just being myself, or if I share some random part of like my life or something like that, or, being on the trip, I had people come out when we were on the trip. Like, it's never really about the post. It's always about you. So like, as long as you're, sharing your story and you're adding that, you're entertaining, inspiring, whatever, like, it's true. Like, having a post where it's sharing something about you. It's not necessarily like, and maybe it's tying in the community or whatever, but it's not like, do you want to join my challenge group? Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So,
Exactly.
does anybody have any questions for Victoria? I feel like we just been like chatting away, but you brought up just a ton of like really good points. I feel like are super relatable, especially like we're all kind of like in the same season of like that first, either brand new or to the like first year or so of like coaching. So I feel like, it's just, what I love about calls and having like guest speakers is like literally like just hearing the different like ways we all see it, the way we approach it and the way we handle it. But it all comes down, take all the layers away from it, and we're all doing the same thing. It's just like we're all just kind of making it work for us, which I love about coaching,
Yeah.
But my last thing, and then I really am done. What you said about not feeling guilty about giving yourself options was like, yes. That's still hard for me to this day. It's still hard for me. Even though I'm technically full-time with coaching, it's still hard for me to mentally, I just had a girl message me, that I used to work with in the ICU a couple years ago, who reached out to me and said that she looked at my page and she saw like how passionate I am about preventative health, and how that's pretty much, because that's pretty much my passion behind coaching, is because I feel like I don't know. Basically, I've had a lot of guilt over what coaching has shown me and how I want to basically use nursing, my nursing degree, or what I've learned through my nursing career in a different way. Basically wanting to be able to stay at home and things like that, and not really knowing if or how I would use my traditional nursing license again. I feel like it's so important to just literally, this comes back to what Rachel Hollis and all that jazz of just literally not caring what other people think, and just like going with whatever it is that you feel like you need at this time or in this season of your life, or what's calling to you, because we don't know. We don't know what's going to change or what we're going to want in 2 years or 5 years or whatever. Like, we don't know. And that, like, but that's the like, though I was talking to Nate about this the other day, is like, that's the thing that people I don't think realize, is that coaching can give you those options. It gives you the ability to choose and change your mind, or maybe pursue something different, or, use it in a different way. Like, I wouldn't have the ability to even question or wonder or dream about my possibilities of what I could do, like, pursuing holistic health certification or things like that, if I didn't have the I don't want to say safety net. If I didn't have the income and whatever, this ability with coaching, to, give me permission to dream all that,
Yeah.
But like, we don't have that ability when we are, in a traditional role. Oftentimes, we have obligations, we have bills, we have things like that. And so I just really, agree with you on that. And I feel like it was nice to hear you say that, because it's true. And, anyway, I'm rambling. So I am rambling. I am so thankful for you, and I'm thankful that we met, and I'm just, really thankful that you hopped on tonight to share with us. I know with Mitch home, that means a lot. So if anyone doesn't have any questions, we'll let Victoria go. Forever hold your peace. Okay. All right. Well, thank you, Victoria.
Yeah. Thanks for having me.
Thank you. All right. Bye.
Okay. Bye.